Previously on Way Better Than Fingers.
What the...
Guys?
Honestly, now what?
I'm seeing it too, or should I say not seeing it?
What are you talking about?
Our interdimensional transporter is... gone.
Gone?
Missing. Absent without leave. Evolved to a higher plane of existence. Call it whatever you want, but it's simply not here.
How could our transporter just vanish?
Not vanished. Stolen!
You mean Jimmy? That's not terribly surprising, I suppose. He did steal the DE that we were trying to steal.
So how are we supposed to...
Move out of the sea. Power down and prepare to be boarded.
Does anyone have any ideas? Because now would be a really good time for ideas.
Sadly, I have no news to offer that would fit your desired criteria.
What he said, only not as fancy.
I got nothing.
As much as I hate to admit it, I think she's got us this time. Perhaps powering down and doing as she says would be better than finding out what kind of mood our shields are in.
Well, I'm not giving up that easily. Open a line to her ship.
Voice link established.
Is this really the best idea you can come up with? Trying to arrest us when you're surrounded by pirates? That's a pretty reckless thing to do, even by your standards, jocks.
Who said anything about arresting you? We're not arresting her? Now, Timmy, I'm working here.
You're not arresting us?
That's not my first choice. No.
Then can you turn off that stupid hailing thing and just talk to us? It's really annoying.
She's not arresting us? You're not buying that, are you?
That does seem a bit out of character for her.
We have no engines, no weapons, and we're not even sure if our shields have taken the day off or not. I say we hear her out. Now unmute the channel.
Voice communications reestablished. This is a bad idea.
I see your crew still likes to complain.
It's one of the job perks.
I think given our current situation, we've actually had a pretty positive attitude about the whole thing.
You know, we're surrounded by hundreds of pirate ships, and I think they're starting to take an interest in you. You may not look like an IGP cruiser, but these guys can smell a cop no matter what dimension she's from. You might not want to drag this out for too long.
Can't say that I disagree.
So what's the scam, jocks? You've been chasing us across the multiverse, and now that we're helpless, you're going to let us go just like that?
Well, just like that isn't quite what I had in mind.
I knew it. I told you she couldn't be trusted.
Actually, I think we should hear her out. She could have vaporized us by now if that's what she wanted.
For once, your crew is actually making sense.
Okay, so what do you want?
A truce, so that we can both get what we want.
Well, at the moment, I really just want to get out of here in one piece.
Think about it for a moment. Is that really all that you want? You've been giving me the slip for years, and suddenly you're just sitting here stranded? How does that happen?
Zynga.
With a G. And a few other letters I could add.
You got double-crossed, didn't you?
Embarrassingly, that seems to be the case. But why would you care?
Because I got double-crossed too. Zynga and I had a deal. He would lead me to you in return for some help from me. He even gave me a device to track that ancillion foot fungus treatment so I could locate you.
Don't tell me. Let me guess. It wasn't even a radiation tracker at all. It was just something he could use to disable your engines, right?
Right. It transmitted some kind of weird virus into the engine operating system. Took those IGP hacks hours to figure it out before they could clean it out and get my engines running.
That's starting to sound familiar.
How far can that thing transmit?
Obviously, far enough to get your ship and the smugglers, I'd say. So, do you want the fix or not?
That depends. What's the catch?
I help you, You help me.
You want to catch Zynga? Why would you care about him? You're the interdimensional police. He's the IGP's problem.
He double-crossed me. Nobody double-crosses me and gets away with it. I don't care whose jurisdiction he's in. I'll take him down if it's the last thing I ever do.
I thought your greatest goal in life was to arrest my crew. I'm not sure if I should be insulted or not. So what? We help you, and then after you have Zynga, you just turn around and grab us?
I may be a lot of things, but I don't break a deal. We get Zynga, and then we go our separate ways. There's plenty of time to catch you another day. For now, I think we have a better chance of getting what we want if we work together.
Jocks, are we really going to work with a pirate crew? Isn't that against regulations?
Aw, he's so sweet. Where did you get this one from?
The shallow end of the academy, of course.
Hey!
So what do you think, Cassini? Do we have a deal?
Absolutely.
You're going to trust her to keep her word?
Yes, I am. I know everything there is to know about Joxawana Joe. From cutting class as a kid in school to running her own cargo ship all the way up to her building a reputation with the IDP.
Why would you be so well informed about someone who's clearly not your biggest fan?
Know your enemy.
Not bad, pirate.
Right back at you, Copper.
And your crew is wrong. I'm the biggest fan you have. It'll be a great achievement the day I finally bring you in. And you know I will.
Good luck with that.
So I assume you have a plan?
I always have a plan. First, let me transmit this to your crew. It'll show you how to clean the virus. Then, we can talk details.
Information received? Seriously, this is how they clean the virus? That's got to be the most bizarre thing I have ever seen.
Come spend some time on the ship. You'll get used to bizarre.
Slipper Tech Technical Support, how may I assist you today? Yes, sir, your home automation system does include remote controls. One for each device. Yes, sir, I can see how your television set exploding would be a cause for concern. But that's what happens when you use the remote that's meant to control the fusion-powered heating element for your hot tub. Have you
There he
considered
is.
reading the...
Grab him!
Who are you people, and what are you doing in my living room?
I don't have time for this. Just tell me where it is, or I'll blast your living room and those bunny slippers of yours clear into the next galaxy.
Wait, I know that voice. Zynga G. What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be in space boarding someone's cargo ship right now? What are you doing here?
How do you know my voice? Wait, what am I saying? Everyone knows my voice. I'm the greatest pirate in the 12 latitudes. Now tell me where it is before I lose what little patience I have.
This conversation might be a bit more productive if you told me what it is you're actually looking for.
Don't play games with me, you mindless telephone monkey. Hand over the time machine before I blast you into bits.
I'm not sure if I should be offended and then laugh at you or the other way around. Is order important?
What are you jabbering about now?
Well, you asked for a time machine. Leaving aside for the moment that my status as a primate with above-average communication skills, I think perhaps you're the one who should be examining his level of intellectual comprehension.
Come again?
There is no such thing as time travel, you ridiculous excuse for a pirate. How can you possibly be so successful at raiding galaxies and still be this staggeringly naive?
And I suppose there's no such thing as interdimensional travel either, right? Nice try.
Of course there's interdimensional travel, and a few other things you probably wish you knew about as well. But the only place where time travel exists is in a disreputable corner of this backwater planet known as Hollywood. Time travel is impossible. Everyone knows this. How could you not know this?
Wait, I know that voice. You're part of LC's crew, aren't you? Quit stalling and hand over that time machine!
Why, yes. In fact, I do work for LC. How do you think I know about interdimensional travel in the first place? And what makes you think I have a time machine?
I have it on good authority that you Slipper Tech people have been hiding out here on Earth for quite some time developing one.
Good authority? That's a child's answer. Who told you we had a time machine? Who?
Well, I...
Go on, spit it out. Who is it that could tell an intergalactic pirate such nonsense and actually make him believe it? I think we'd like to hire him as a salesman.
You already did.
Jimmy? Jimmy told you we had a time machine? And you believed him?
He was very convincing.
He's a smuggler, not to mention a home automation salesman. Convincing is what he does. What a sucker. I can't believe you fell for that.
You mean there's no time machine?
This is my home office. I have a vending machine. I have a coffee machine. I even have a washing machine. But I most certainly do not have a time machine. Now, go away. I have work to do. Jimmy?
Jimmerin!
Hey guys, sorry to barge in like this, but I need to borrow Fred for a moment.
I'm not going anywhere with you, you traitor. Hey, what's that you're putting on my arm?
Oh, just a transporter band. Good to see you again, Zing. We'll catch up later. Bye now.
Where did he go? Back to the ship! He can't get far. I'm going to blast that no-good two-faced smuggler into 5 million separate pieces!
Let go of me. Where do you think you're taking me? And why are we on your ship?
Relax, Fred. Nothing bad's going to happen. At least now, anyway. You do know that once Zynga figured out there was no time travel machine, he was going to vaporize you, right?
That possibility was, in fact, at the top of my list of concerns. But I don't see how I'm any better off now. You sold us out to Zynga, and now you've kidnapped me. So what? You're going to ransom me back to Elsie?
Something like that. You might want to sit down. This ship may be small, but it's fast enough to melt you into the back wall if you're not properly cushioned.
Well, I'm certainly not enthusiastic about the whole melting thing. How do you operate the seatbelt anyway? It looks like it was designed for someone with 4 arms.
6, actually. Just ignore the other 4.
So where are we going?
Where do you think? I know you're Elsie's tech guy, so why don't you make yourself useful and pull up the navigational charts to track our course?
Tangeman Bay? You're going back to Tangeman Bay?
That's the general neighborhood, anyway. Once we're there, I'll be able to track Elsie's ship.
Are you going to attack her?
You know, for a really smart guy, sometimes you're not really smart. Why would I do that? No point in bringing you back for a ransom if there's no one alive to pay the ransom, right?
Sadly, your logic is unimpeachable. But what if she doesn't pay?
Oh, she'll pay. Trust me.
That last part seems highly unlikely.
I still think that's the dumbest plan I've ever heard, and I've heard a lot of dumb plans.
Which part? Trusting an interdimensional pirate hunter? Or the part where we hope we can catch a notorious intergalactic pirate off guard long enough to avoid being vaporized?
You two worry too much. I have everything under control.
Isn't that what you said when we boarded that Centurion cargo ship to, and I quote, just pick up a few things?
Yeah, I remember that one. No one bothered to tell us about the self-destruct being engaged. Or the part where it was flying straight into a black hole.
You guys complain a lot. We made it out, didn't we?
Only because we didn't have bodies. Everything else on that ship was blown to pieces just moments before those pieces were shredded by the gravitational forces of the black hole.
Your point being?
If that mining ship hadn't come so close to us, I think we'd still be floating out in the middle of space.
I thought it was relaxing.
We need to have a serious conversation about your notions of recreation. And furthermore,
Let go of me.
What the? Where did they come from?
And there still aren't any ships showing up on our scopes. Did they just materialize out of thin air?
I can't believe you came back, you traitor. Did you sell out Zynga too?
I'm not normally one for violence. But in this case, I'd be willing to make an exception. John, grab him and we'll dump him into space. See how he likes being on that side of things.
You're that smuggler, aren't you? You double-crossed us. You were supposed to help us steal that interdimensional thingy, but instead you stole the thingy for yourself, or for that other pirate. Either way, that wasn't a very nice thing to do. Bad smuggler.
For once, I think I agree with every word she said. You screwed us pretty good there, Jimmy. Any reason I shouldn't take you into the kitchen to see what luck we have with the garbage disposal? And what are you doing with Fred?
Why are you so slow-witted? Can't you see that I'm a hostage?
Hostage?
Okay, everyone. Let's all just calm down for a moment. Hi, Jimmy. Everything going to plan?
For the most part, sure. I thought I was going to have to shoot Fred with a tranquilizer dart, but other than that...
Plan? You mean I'm not a hostage?
Don't be silly, Fred. Jimmy's part of the crew. Why would he hold you hostage?
And who would be dumb enough to pay ransom for you anyway?
Wait. You mean you knew he was going to sell us out to Zynga?
Knew? Whose idea do you think it was in the first place?
It's like you guys said, Zynga's a pirate. Everyone knew he was going to go back on his word and take the DE for himself. So we let him. With a few modifications to his plan that he didn't know about, of course.
But I saw you get hauled off by the IGP. How'd you manage to get out of that?
I might have made a deal with a certain IGP detective who looked pretty stupid when Zynga got away.
Glad to see you haven't lost your touch.
Speaking of which, I couldn't help but notice a certain interdimensional pirate hunter hovering just off to the side of us, and strangely, not attacking. Any stories you want to share with the class?
You're not the only one who can make a deal, you know.
You cut a deal with Joxawana Joe? Wow. In the smuggler business, I think they'd erect a statue in your honor for pulling off something like that.
Well, in fairness, it was kinda her idea.
Jox made a deal with you? That's even harder to believe.
Turns out she had a deal with Zynga to help her catch us.
Wait, Zynga double-crossed Joxawana Joe? Is he insane? I think the only thing she cares about more than catching us is
Revenge.
Well, this is going to be fun.
So what do you have going on?
I told the IGP that Zynga would be at Earth headed for Slippertech a couple of hours from now, and that I'd be there to cloak his ships so that he could get the jump on Zynga.
I take it by Fred's presence that things didn't quite go according to plan.
Oh no, they went exactly to plan. I knew precisely when Zing was going to show up, so I came in, grabbed Fred, and left a pretty clear trail for him to follow so that we'd have a good idea where to find him. The fact that I told the IGP it would be a couple of hours later, well, you know.
Oh, they're gonna love you.
What do you mean there's no other ships here? He was supposed to already be here to cloak us. Are we visible to everyone on Earth?
It looks that way, sir.
And no sign of Albie's ship? He could be cloaked, you know.
If he was here and cloaked, he'd be extending his shields like he promised. I think he just left us here hanging.
Well, that's just great. No cloak, no Zynga, no nothing.
I wouldn't say exactly nothing. Look down at the planet. Are they shooting at us?
Yeah, looks that way. Don't worry about it, they're just nuclear missiles. They don't make nearly as much noise as
That's the captain's going to make when we get back to the station?
Ugh, if I ever get my hands on that smuggler. Okay, this is obviously going nowhere. Get us out of here. Jump back to our own galaxy so they'll think we're just another illusion.
I always wanted to be a good UFO story.
So, we're really making a deal with a pirate? I thought you hated her.
Respect, not hate.
They seemed like very different things to me.
Actually, there's a very thin line between respect and hate. You've never been married, have you?
Well, there was this one girl.
And do I even need to tell you to keep your big mouth shut about all this? They wouldn't just put us in prison. They'd build a brand new prison in our honor. With us, buried in the foundation.
Right, mum's the word. But it's still weird that we just let her go. So after we get Zynga, we're gonna turn around and grab her, right?
No, we're not. A deal is a deal. Out here, a reputation can be just as powerful as a good blaster. I gave my word. I don't go back on it. Besides...
Besides what?
If we catch her, we can't chase her anymore. And what's the fun in that?
There's clearly a lot I don't know about being an interdimensional pirate hunter.
Have you got the tracker recalibrated?
You were right. It really was set to track the radiation from the Ancillian foot fungus treatment. He just added another layer with the virus to disable our engines. Once that was gone, the tracker worked just fine. But I still don't see why we need her help to catch him.
Just because he's not interdimensional doesn't mean he isn't good at what he does. That Zynga is a crafty one. If we just show up gun blazing and try to shoot it out, maybe we win, and maybe we lose. But don't forget, he's got a DE now. We can chase him across dimensions, but that makes it a lot harder than it needs to be. Trust me, this way is easier.
I assume from the fact that she didn't start shooting at us that you didn't tell Jox we don't actually have an interdimensional transporter. That's kind of a key part of her plan. Won't she be somewhat annoyed when she finds out that we lied to her?
We didn't lie. Well, not exactly. The transporter belongs to us, so technically we do have one. It's just not, on board the ship.
Yeah, I've been meaning to ask you about that. So, Jimmy, you stole our transporter, right?
Stole? How insulting! I'm a smuggler. Thieves work for an entirely different guild. There are rules in our business,
So you do have our transporter.
Oh, of course I do. I did exactly as Elsie said.
So it was your idea for us to be in the middle of hundreds of ships and not have our main defensive weapon?
The transporter is not a weapon. It's a convenience. And yes, I told Jimmy to take it. He'll bring it back when we're through.
I'm still not sure what I'm doing here. It sounds like there's going to be shooting. I'm not at all comfortable with shooting.
Me too. I'm with Fred. I think it would be better if we didn't have any shooting. Shooting is bad for you and for the environment.
The environment? We're in space.
Would you consider an area filled with random gunfire to be a good environment?
No.
Then I'm inclined to agree with the crazy girl on this one.
The reason you're here is that you're part of my crew, and we leave no one behind. Now that the IGP knows about our Slipper Tech base on Earth, it wouldn't be long before they came for you. No way was I going to let that happen. We take care of our own.
You mean I'm stuck here?
You'd prefer an interdimensional prison?
Dibs on the front bedroom.
Okay, Navigator, hail Jocks.
On it.
Is everything set on your end, Cassini?
Yep, we're good to go. You ready to find Zynga?
How is she going to find Zynga?
It turns out that device he gave us really does track the radiation from the Ancillian foot fungus treatment. And he's still got tons of it on his ship.
Seriously? He said we were going to get the entire haul. And he kept half for himself? How is that fair?
Maybe we could focus on the more important implications of that bit of information, like tracking him down.
Yeah, and we're gonna have a lively conversation about the spoils of that raid. He's such a cheater.
This is what you deal with on a regular basis? I can't believe you get away so often with a crew like this.
Are you kidding? They're the best in the business. Okay, guys, got the coordinates? Hit it.
We're out of here.
LC? And that meddlesome Jux wanna Joe? How close? Oh, that close.
Zayuji, you worthless scum. Power down and prepare to be boarded. I'll teach you to double-cross me.
You seem really upset. I'm a pirate. Did you actually expect me to keep my word? Perhaps you're a little too sensitive to be in this line of work. Fire all weapons now! Blast her out of the sky.
With what? Our weapons are gone.
Gone? What do you mean gone?
Along with our engines.
Are you kidding me?
And there's a call coming.
Hey, Zing! How's it going?
Oh, crap.
Intergalactic police, please hold. Intergalactic police, please hold. Intergalactic... Jimmer and Albie? Are you sure you want to talk to Detective Man? I don't think he's very happy with you right now. Whatever you say, it's your funeral. Hey, Mercon! There's an escaped smuggler on line 2 for you. Intergalactic police, please hold.
Did she have to broadcast it across the entire police station? Detective Man, you got a lot of nerve calling here after the stunt you just pulled, Albie.
Hey, Merc, how's it going? No hard feelings, right? After all, I am, well, a smuggler. You should have expected that. You're not getting soft on me, are you?
Laugh it up, Albie. Next time we meet won't be so funny.
Relax, Detective. I actually called to give you a little parting gift. I mean, it's the least I could do after you arrested me and impounded my ship. Say, are there a lot of people in your main parking lot right now? 'Cause you might want to, evacuate.
You've got to be kidding me. Trina! Get everyone out of the parking lot now! He's put a bomb there! Everyone out! Now!
Oh my god. Where's the loudspeaker button on this thing? Everyone, out of the parking lot! Clear the parking lot now! Out of the parking lot! Hey, you two! Get off that laser cannon! Morons. Mercon, what was that? It doesn't sound like a bomb to me. Wait, can you see the parking lot from there? Is that?
You've gotta be kidding me.
Hey, Merc, still on the line? So, did my present show up in one piece? You might want to have some guys with guns out there. I mean, all the ship's engines and weapons are gone, but you know, pirates will be pirates.
You want to tell me how Zynga G's ship is sitting in our main parking lot with no power?
Interdimensional transporter. You should really get one of these things. They're tons of fun. Like I said, Merc, no hard feelings.
Thanks, Albie. Until next time.
Gotta run. Bye now.
What do you mean there's a call coming in? I don't have time for this! How the hell are we going to get out of here?
Hey, Zing!
Hey, Zing.
Hello, Zynga. Remember us?
And remember me?
Are you kidding me? No way is that transporter capable of moving an entire ship. How did you pull this off?
Trade secret, Zing. We just wanted to give our regards since we won't see you for another 15 to 20 years. Have fun!
Don't forget to write.
Enjoy your retirement.
Hugs and kisses, Zing.
You know, Jocks, you'd make a pretty good pirate.
We're not going to become pirates, are we?
Let's just see if we still have a job when we get back.
Control, are we ready to go?
All systems online. Where to?
The central repository, of course. Or at least that general direction until we can actually find it. Ready, Navigator?
Course laid in.
Hit it!
For full credits, a peek behind the scenes, and more, be sure to visit the Way Better Than Fingers home on ChristopherDuncan.com.